Hey guys, what's going on? Greenville Gear. It's been a few weeks. Sorry, been watching all your videos, collecting, doing all that stuff. Just haven't made any videos and I'm behind, but I've got some stuff coming up. Definitely going to have a T206 video. Going to have an SGC order preview video. Got some chase cards from when I was a kid that I've picked up. And I've got some Baseball Hall of Fame vintage stuff that I'm always collecting. And so that's fun. So I'm going to show all those to you. Those are coming up. So, but in the meantime, I have this giant stack of vintage to show you, and it's not mine. And maybe some of you have had this in your life as a collector, but there's somebody, maybe that somebody in your life knows, and then your name gets tossed about, they've got this collection, they don't know what to do with it, and then they're like, oh, well, I know somebody who could take a look at it, and that's what happened to me. So it's like, oh, Jeff will look at your cards. So super fun. And so this family friend had basically a giant shoebox of stuff, and as I'll show, some of this stuff is just kind of randomly in card savers and snap downs, screw downs, magnetics, all kinds of random stuff. No sleeves. So that was one of my recommendations. I think we need to get all this stuff reholdered, but it was just fun to go through it. And there's some good stuff in here. I'll start with the good stuff and then I'll get to the really good stuff. But if you like vintage cards, these are cool to see. And for me, it was just a blast just to handle the cards and see them. And of course, I didn't take them out of any of their holders or anything like that, but I just kind of assessed them for this friend, and then she and her family can kind of decide what they want to do with them. So Harman Killebrew, Willie McCovey, quick shout out to Clint, Swing Away Sports Cards, who's doing his Project 54 series, and I'm excited to see those, but check out the premiere of that. It was fun. It was a really fun video. And some nice shout outs too to Vintage Card Steve and David M, and it's really cool. So anyway, and myself, which was cool. Really appreciated it, Clint. But anyway, big Giants fan. So there's some Willie McCovey, Frank Robinson, Pete Rose. So this was kind of a treasure trove of vintage Hall of Fame baseball and stuff. Some of the cards a little rough. There's a Rookie Cup Joe Torre, 67. This one is kind of in rough shape. A lot of them are a little worn. There's a nice Steve Carlton, and not bad. But again, no sleeve on this one or anything like that. So still, I thought that looked okay. There's a Don Sutton. This one got my attention. Collins T206, pretty rough shape, but still neat. It's an old Bowman, 1950 Dro. Willie Stargell, Gaylord Perry. Some cool old vintage football too, mixed in here. The Bart Starr, pretty cool. So I have sort of a system here of stacks of the way that I organize the collection for this friend. Bob Gibson, Johnny Unitas, Gale Sayers, another Gale Sayers. You can kind of tell that this person, I think it's somebody's dad, was like a collector of certain players, right? There's Bob Gibson, another Don Meredith, Kurt Flood. This was kind of an interesting one from a Mickey Mantle baseball glove from Rawlings, and so they saved this, and it's probably got some value for some Mantle collectors and so on. Here's a couple of Mike Ditkas. Pretty clean cards. There's another Ditka. This is a neat one. This is one of those Bowman redemptions from like the 90s and stuff, but it's a Duke Snider, and it's signed by Duke Snider, so that would be a cool one to get authenticated. Really badly centered, but a cool Ernie Banks from 59. And again, this is a screw down. There's a Dick Butkus and another Dick Butkus. So again, this person was collecting some certain players here. This Fence Busters, McCovey and Mays. Neat card. Not great centering though. Willie Stargell, Gale Sayers. Isn't this a cool collection? Let me know if there's some that you thought were super cool. Joe Morgan, Steve Carlton. There's a lot of these I'd like to have in my collection, that's for sure. Don Drysdale, Don Sutton. Another Drysdale. Another Sutton. This is a cool card. I just like the look of this one. Fran Tarkenton. Very cool. Gale Sayers. Love this card. I actually own this card. This is the NL Hitting Kings, Richie Ashburn and Willie Mays. Love this card. And I had thought that I would try to get this one from them and then realized that I already have it. The nice looking McCubby. Really sharp centering. I think this one would grade pretty well. Got a little bit of a white corner there, but nice looking. Here's an LK line. Completely not vintage, although maybe it's vintage now or becoming vintage. There's a Chipper Jones rookie. There's a Joe Morgan rookie cup. And a Willie Stargell 67. That one's just making me nervous. Okay. Really neat. Okay, so really good stuff, right? Okay. Then, well, there's another Ditka. And I think that's actually, and I don't know this for sure, but I think that might be the Ditka rookie. I had to do a little research on some of these, but so that was a nice one. Was it Joe Namath? Pretty sharp, well-centered. Pretty darn nice. Hank Aaron from 67. There's that same image. What is this, the 69? See, look at that. That is a pretty, I don't know if that's going to, yeah, there you go. Pretty bad edge on this one, but still. A couple of nice Hank Aarons. Two of this card, again, in these screw downs, which I think is a little problematic. You could tell they're even sticking for me on the channels. Like, I mean, this one corner is way over. But a couple of 59 Warren Spawns. So that those are kind of nice. Certainly worth taking out of these snap downs and getting a look. Here's a Willie Mays. 60. What, 768? Yeah, 68. Here's the Rod Carew. This one I always get mixed up with the wood grain on the 67, so I guess this is 68. There's the Rod Carew Rookie Cups. All-Star Rookie. Really nice. He's got two of these. Actually make that three of those. So those kind of caught my eye too. I mean, they're not huge cards necessarily, but boy, that's a card I'd like to have in my collection. How about these? Couple Seaver rookies. Really nice stuff. And then there was this one. The Nolan Ryan rookie. And also the Jerry Koosman rookie, to be fair. And then, last but not least, the one that really popped out to me and was kind of a oh boy moment was this one. That's the Joe Namath rookie in the tall boy. It's got a wrinkle here. You know, some real pushed corners. You know, and I just realized as I was looking at this a little closer, it looks like his age and years in the NFL or the AFL, in this case, had been erased and written in on pen. So, you know, this may not grade as highly as maybe I thought when I first saw it, but still a pretty big card. And so, anyway, that's that. So, I kind of wrote a big email and kind of assessed everything and said, well, there's some good stuff and there's some really good stuff, and you might want to get some of it graded and all that kind of stuff. And so I think I hope my assessments were right. I certainly didn't want to steer them wrong. Oh, and I will tell you, and I'll show you on a later video, there were a couple of tobacco cards in the lot that were in a little better condition than the Collins. And I said, if you're interested in getting rid of those, the T206s, I'll buy those, because that's, if you watch the channel, that's something I collect. And what was really nice is they said, you know what, keep those. You can have those. Thanks for doing us this favor of the collection. And still makes me feel a little funny, but I'm grateful, and they wouldn't take any money for it. And so, so that's that. So I think I'm going to have some work ahead of me, because I think I might be in charge in some ways of getting some of this graded, certainly some of it reholdered and all that kind of stuff. And that'll be kind of a fun thing to process and do. So thanks as always for watching. Maybe some of you have had a similar experience where you look at collections for somebody because people kind of know you're into cards or you're a card guy and or gal. And so yeah, let me know in the comments or whatever. Stay tuned, more videos coming on T206 Vintage Baseball Hall of Fame. some chase cards from my youth of the 80s and those kinds of things. And yeah, and I think I got some grading orders that I need to send off. So thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Okay, see ya.